Hey y'all, it's your girl Kay Paige and
Tank Sauce.
And so we are here. We're back with another reaction video. So I lived in Korea. We've made K-pop reaction videos, some of which have gone viral, like our first viral videos, first viral moments have been associated with Korean entertainment. And so I think that's something that comes up a lot is like people asking us how we feel about being Black in that space. Like, do you have any immediate reactions to how you kind of answer that question? Or
Oh man, it feels good to be Black in this space. You know what I mean? It's been good to me.
Yeah, no word. Like, I think it's really cool because I didn't realize that it meant so much to people to see like somebody who looked like them talking about this interest that they thought that they should, like people were telling them that they shouldn't even be interested in. Like I remember an intern that like works with us a little bit in the office. Like she came up to me and she was like, honestly, when like I knew you before because of your K-pop reaction videos, and it was kind of cool. She's not Black, but she's you know, she's like brown, and she was saying that was something that was really cool. So I mean, like that was really nice to see. But I think it is fair and important to also bring up things that aren't always so positive, or I don't know, to just address things. And so when I saw the racist allegations of K-pop idols, I think we were both like, this is something that we wanted to look at and give our perspective on, I think. And I think it's also really important to discuss, like, especially because I lived in Korea. I will definitely say, like, there's like, it's not a racist country. I don't know if I believe in the idea of a racist country. Are there some people who are bigoted and racist in Korea? Yeah, I mean, of course, and there are different experiences because of cultural differences, but by far I had way more positive experiences than negative, both as an artist and just in everyday life. So I think that's important to address, but you know, the other side is also, you know, there are some races, you know, there's some racism.
Right.
So.
And we're niche by nature.
Yeah. And there's a lot that comes with this. So I think it'll also be interesting for us to determine if we think that some of these things are actually racist or what's going on there.
Got you. Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we get started?
I am ready to get started.
Okay, let's do it.
As the worldwide fight for racial justice is raging stronger than ever, the entertainment industry has taken action to support the fight for racial equality, and K-pop is no exception. However, albeit their great fame and influence, some K-pop idols sadly were not immune to the consequences of their ignorance about racism. In case you don't remember who they are, these are 6 K-pop idols who were under fire for their allegedly racist action. Number 1, Wendy mimicking Black people. Although Wendy has always been well known for her social and fun personality, she once received countless criticism for allegedly being racist, especially for her impersonation of Black girls. Things started when Wendy appeared on a Korean talk show called Idol True Colors broadcast on November 1st, 2014, and was asked about different English dialects. The question captivated the interest of both the audiences and the guests on the show, as Wendy has a decent knowledge of various cultures thanks to her background of growing up in Canada and the US. However, her answer seemed to let many people down as she mimicked the gestures of Black girls while saying, "You ain't gonna talk to me," in a so-called ridiculous way, triggering many international K-pop fans.
No, you ain't talking to me.
Unfortunately, Wendy did not seem to pay much attention to netizens.
Well, okay, but like, I mean, obviously, we know what is coded. I wonder if she said, "I'm imitating a Black woman." That's interesting.
Right.
I'm
wondering what the context is, because I'm like, that is like a thing that she might have seen. You know what I mean?
I guess the thing is like she's exaggerating and doing like a stereotypical, you know, the finger. You know what I mean? So I would, I guess there's maybe context that would be, But I mean, no matter what, if you're, I mean, that's you're painting a picture when you're doing, you know what I mean? But it would be interesting if she said, like, if they were saying do an American impression or do a Black woman impression. Although, I mean, it's clear American
reactions, because when she appeared on the show Talk One in 2018, Wendy repeated the same expressions. Again, she proudly shared that she had many hidden talents and started mimicking the voice of foreigners. Firstly, she impersonated the typical voice of white girls in a high tone, then moved on to mimic how Black girls talk and use their hand gestures.
Girl, what did you say, girl? No, you ain't doing that.
Regarding Black men, Wendy claimed that they somehow resemble gangsters.
Did she say that?
This time, her fans couldn't even defend their idol as the number of people criticizing Wendy was overwhelming. They found it infuriating and said that albeit growing up in multicultural nations, Wendy did not learn how to respect people from other communities, made fun of their characteristics, and stereotyped a whole community. Nevertheless, there are some fans declaring that she was only trying to hype up the atmosphere of the show and did not have any bad intentions at all. Additionally, they acclaimed that her impersonation was not severe enough to be considered a stereotype or racism. However, Revelov still hoped that Wendy would not repeat the same mistake the third time. Number 2, rookie.
Oh, okay. I thought they were about to say, and she did it again. I guess, yeah, my question is, I mean, obviously, it's like not cool, but the level of uncoolness increases dramatically if she says, here's an impression of black people. Like, that's a whole nother level. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that one?
I'm just like, she seemed like she's just an impersonator. You know what I mean? Like, she's just doing impersonation. Like, she did the white girls, too.
Oh, so, I mean, but I guess, so the idea, though, I mean, I guess it's like, right, stereotypical. Like, this is what black people sound like. That's, like, negative.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like, but, yeah, I wonder, like, I want to see more, like, what the context, like, did she say, like, okay, I'm doing a black girl now. Okay, now I'm doing a white girl. You know what I mean?
But do you ever think, like, that just inherently, like, you don't talk in, like, I mean, isn't it kind of clear who you're imitating in a certain you know what I mean? Who you're trying to do a stereotypical impression of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, unless she was like, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, she didn't say anything wrong with it. She's just saying, like, she just did it, you know?
Wait, so you're cool with that?
It doesn't bother me.
Oh, interesting. Maybe I also might be like, I have a different perspective, just like, as a black woman, and then like, especially, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just like seeing people do that. It is a little triggering. But I would be, I mean, I personally am not like cool with that, but I do think like a little more context would determine how uncool I am with it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Because you feel like you wouldn't do that to someone Korean.
Yeah, exactly. I would never do that to any other group of people. I mean, unless it's like British people, but like outside of that, like I don't think I would do that to any other group. Doing a stereotypical imitation of, I don't know.
Got you.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it seems like she's ignorant too. Like she just doesn't know that people don't. Rock
I mean,
with that,
that's a common question, right?
It's interesting.
Is it is ignorance? My boss and I got into a really big debate about that one time. Of like what level is like basic like human empathy, and then what is like not knowing. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So it's, I mean, but that's another conversation. But she also was raised in America and Canada, so I don't know about that one. But interesting nonetheless, and I would like to see the actual
XUM offending people from different heritages. Before even reaching the limelight, the rookie girl group XUM already faced a serious controversy as international K-pop fans were outraged at the group after a video of the members making racially insensitive comments towards Filipino, African, and Native American heritage was released on the internet. Turning back to 2020, A100 Entertainment was sorry to announce...
I'm sorry, I feel like if you're gonna do this, you have to give a lot of context.
Right.
No hate to the creator, but I think that like maybe this creator's assuming that people have more context. I think that's what they're doing. Maybe this is just like a rundown of like the top. But yeah, I wish that because what did she say? Like, what did they say?
Right, yeah, me too. I'm like curious. Like, what did she say?
Fans that the girl group Neon Punch would have to disband after 2 years of promotion due to the hardships caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Unfortunately, 3 members, Daeon, Becca, and Ian, would be re-debuted under a new group named XUM. In May 2020, the girls hosted a live stream to talk to their fans and open up about their feelings. And this is how the disaster started. The stream, before taking a DNA test, decide to reveal the ethnicities and their heritage. The members were asked to give predictions for the heritages of others. Initially, Becca suggested that Ion may have Filipino heritage in her bloodline, yet Ion promptly responded saying Vietnam and then laughed out loud. Many Filipinos claiming that she was prejudiced against their nation. However, things did not stop there. In the later part of the live stream, Diane said she thought Ion had DNA from Ghana, an African nation. Ion immediately burst into laughter, making a no symbol with her hands. In another scene, Becca said she believes she has African heritage and gained the agreement of Dion, which was totally normal. Yet her reasoning stirred up heated controversy because Becca has a really loud voice.
Okay, yeah, no, there's no excuse. I mean, like, there's no excuse. Like, maybe I just didn't understand the first one, but like, that, what?
Yeah.
That a heap of K-pop fans poured hatred on XUM for their inconsiderate, stereotypical, and outdated thoughts. They deemed the members mocking, being rude, and displaying racial insensitivity to other nations. Or was it
like when the girl was saying the first nationality, she was like, oh, of course not that one, maybe Vietnam, as if Vietnam is like superior to the other place that she was originally suggesting? Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Okay. Right.
Even some fans showed their shock and disappointment at the limited knowledge about other cultures
'cause
of the
there
girls.
ain't no hierarchy,
Under great
you know
pressure,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
E100
no,
removed
of
the
course.
live stream from YouTube and issued an official
live
apology,
stream.
saying they were so sorry for making fans feel offended, yet also emphasized that all these things were the editor's fault as they used misleading scripts and subtitles. Number 3. Mamamoo using blackface for
Oh, I
entertainment
think I've heard
wow.
of this.
Considered one of the funniest girl groups, Mamamoo are admired for their great sense of humor and somewhat quirky personality. However, in some cases, their jokes might have gone too far, leaving serious consequences on the reputation of themselves. Specifically, during their concert on March 3rd, 2017, Mamamoo released a parody of the worldwide hit Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. The thing is, they performed with their faces covered in black paint and in the same outfit
so bad.
featured in the official MV of the song. This act was regarded as culturally offensive and even racist, and promptly gained countless negative comments from the media as international K-pop fans believed Mamamoo were advocating the use of blackface. K netizens also expressed their
respond?
disappointment toward the group for using the physical characteristics of the black community to serve comical purposes. Later, Mamamoo uploaded an official
I don't
apology
think
on their
Bruno Mars is
official
black, but
Facebook
I
and Twitter
understand
accounts,
the sentiment.
expressing their deep regrets for their thoughtless act and promising not to repeat the same mistake twice. Nevertheless, this statement still did not soothe the international K-pop fans, as they still
I mean-
voiced their rage at the acts of the group years later. Number 4. Han.
I mean, it is funny that Bruno Mars isn't black, but
Yeah, the background band, you know.
Oh, is that who they were imitating?
Yeah, it was good they apologized, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's tough when you go when you're going outside of domestic standards, because of the history of blackface. It's bad because it was an American thing that they were using to basically play down the value of black people, but I don't think they know the history and the culture, so they don't understand what they're doing, and they apologized afterwards. So that's, as long as their apology was genuine, that's cool, because it might have been out of ignorance. I believe it was most likely out of ignorance. But if you learn from it and change your ways, cool, got you. You know?
That's also an interesting thing I was just thinking about when you were saying that. Is would it be? I mean, is it as offensive if someone were to do that? I mean, because we know the history of blackface and history and all that,
Right.
But if somebody were to do another race painting their face, would it be a problem as well? I'm just trying to think in my head.
Right, like you're saying, if I put myself in whiteface.
Yeah, or
And,
something. And dressed up as another culture or something. I wonder if that would also be. I don't know, because I something tells me it's
It's like a one-way street or two-way street.
Well, I just wonder. Well, no, I mean, I feel like I would be inclined to think that people would be offended if it wasn't just blackface. You know what I mean? But blackface does have that history, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, if I put on whiteface right now, do people get mad? If I put on Native American garb.
Yeah.
started.
That is offensive.
Yeah, I guess
even if there's
it's like the appropriation versus appreciation conversation. Am I appropriating it and making it making a mockery of it, or am I trying to appreciate it?
and what has the group said themselves with their own history and you know what I mean?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think certain groups would get offended if you're not holding them down right. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And of course, it's especially sensitive for Black people with that whole history.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. Either way, race face is not a good look.
Writing and rapping
Yeah.
racist lyrics. So Han Ji's song from Stray Kids came under fire in early 2021 when a song he wrote during the pre-debut phase was released on the internet. The lyrics to the songs contained insensitive language, including the Korean phrase similar to the N-word. Even though Han was only 13 years old at that time, the song he wrote was filled with offensive words towards foreigners working in South Korea, people with mental health issues, and Southeast Asian
Sounds like a
citizens.
SoundCloud rapper, average SoundCloud rapper. Light and
N-word question mark is funny.
He used to spend
We don't
6
really
years
know what he
living
said
in
to this
Malaysia,
day.
a Southeast Asian nation. Yet he still had the courage to offend people from this area in his song. This is what his fans, especially those coming from Southeast Asia, found the most infuriating. In response to this
Wait, what did
serious
you say? I think I missed half
controversy,
the
Han
slurs.
posted a handwritten letter on his official Instagram account, claiming that at that time he was still too young to acknowledge his thoughtless act. He also expressed deep regrets for his mistake and hoped to be forgiven. Seeing his sincerity, some people said that as long as he had learned his lesson, netizens should make allowances for his
I mean, that is a thing, right? I mean, I don't know, whatever, but when people do things when they're young, I mean, I'm sure, I'm sure. I'm not even saying it's cool, whatever. how many people who have become famous or even like friends who, if you like search through their old Twitter history, might have said something offensive.
Got you. Yeah, I feel like a lot of like when you're young, you do a lot of stupid stuff for attention and whatnot. And nowadays it's recorded because we have online, you know, whereas like the celebrities of the past didn't have to deal with that. But nowadays everybody has had a Twitter account since they were 9, and all the stupid mind developing things that they said along the way are now recorded. You know what I mean? So it's like, dang, I gotta judge you as a 13-year-old when you said that. As long as you learned that this was wrong, to me, that's cool, you know what I mean? Because you gotta have room for growth. Nobody's perfect their whole life, you know?
I guess like the toughest question is like, how do you don't really ever truly know if somebody changed or if they're like saying it, but I guess that's not, I mean, nobody can determine whether or not that's true. You just got to like believe them or not believe them.
And changed action too. Like if you see them in that same environment, maybe like you see him with some, not because hopefully it's not like a deliberate show of like, oh, hey, I'm here with the foreign workers. But if you see them being cool with like some foreign workers and showing respect to them, that'd be a qualifier for me. But you know, again, it could be performative, but
I guess, especially if it's like prior to, if you see evidence of them prior to the scandal also behaving in a way that shows different characteristics, I think that's also pretty valid. But it is tough because, you know, I mean, I wasn't out here, you know, typing slurs when I was, 13, but I don't know. But I guess the point is, did you actually change or not?
Right.
Because 13 is a tough, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just a child. Yeah.
Got you.
It's tough, but that was, I mean, I think I missed half the slurs though. I did seem a little like
younger days, since we all make mistakes in one way or another. Nevertheless, others thought that it was hard to change the nature of humanity, and racism may have run in his blood as it appeared at such a young age. Number 5, Jimin AOA dropping the N-word.
Oh, Lord.
It is completely normal for singers to upload covers of their favorite songs and share them with fans. However, that's not a bit wrong.
Okay, this is cultural.
AOA's
Okay,
journey.
got you.
Specifically, she once posted her cover of Nicki Minaj's Get Like Me with the sensitive lyrics,
My niggas spend money like a coke like me.
the N-word is known to be an offensive word to the black community, yet Jimin did not seem to acknowledge this fact. Within a short period of time, the cover promptly received countless negative feedback criticizing Jimin for her inconsiderate act and limited cultural knowledge. However, Jimin still did not know anything about the mess she had created until a fan sent a direct message to her on her Instagram account, telling Jimin about her allegedly thoughtless act. This fan also suggested Jimin take the video down in order to prevent further hatred.
Oh, wow.
After learning that
See, that's okay. See, like, I feel like I'm not being unreasonable. Like, there are different, you know, the apologies seem genuine, and like, I'm sure I can believe that she didn't know what that word meant. I can believe that.
Right. She didn't know the weight behind it. She thought it was just like a slang word. I think that's what a lot of people like coming from foreign countries, coming into like U.S. culture, they're like, oh, that's just like a slang word, like dog or something. Like, but they don't understand the deep history behind it.
Especially if they don't like aren't familiar with English and like don't like look it up. Yeah, I think there are definitely lots of cases where people do know and they just think it's cool. But there are also a lot of cases I think where people don't. And like I think this is clearly, she seems so sweet.
Got you. Yeah, and she took the video down.
Yeah, and
which she made it because I think they say the best apology is changed action. So that's a changed action. That's I respect her for that.
For sure. Cool. This is an example, I think, of like somebody handling it well.
Angry about her cover,
and shout out to the fans for also
shocked and immediately took the video off her social media
in a way that was actually conducive to something.
However, still shows no sign of abating. They claimed that Jimin was not seriously sorry to her fans because she didn't publish any official apology and just remained silent. Some also scrutinized Jimin for not having basic knowledge about other cultures, despite being a public role model of many youngsters. So which idols on the list do you think deserve criticism and which didn't? And do you think ignorance about racism deserves strong condemnation? Comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Also, remember to like and which didn't. And do you
which idols do you think deserve to be on the list and which ones didn't? Oh, I don't know if we can say for sure.
Ignorance about racism deserves strong condemnation.
Do you think ignorance about racism?
Comment down below to share.
I guess it depends on your definition of ignorant, right? Like literally lacking knowledge of, or like. Because I feel like people also use the term ignorant to just mean like doing something despite. I don't know. I'm tired.
Got you. Like, is it an oversight or is it like you did it, like you knew there was some tinges of something might be bad here, but you still did it?
Didn't care about what you didn't know.
Right.
So yeah. So I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think it's like a very complex and it's a complex topic, which we obviously cannot come up with a solution to in like a 10-minute video. But
Right.
it was interesting taking a look at that and seeing, you know what I mean, the different reactions from fans, the different levels, the allegations.
My takeaway is if you're involved in something that's foreign to your culture, do as much research as you can before
Shouts out,
putting
yeah.
yourself in that space, because you don't know what you're doing.
For
unless
sure.
you know what you're doing, you know.
For sure. And employ empathy and like basic, you know, consider the fact that
Facts.
people are people and, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think that, there was a lot to it, but that's a good note to end on, I think. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and bye. Let us know what you think in the comments below.